up. A lot of miles on this truck. Give us just a little luck, and we'll make it to the next show. No, there's no backing up. Down the road is where we're gonna end up. Pour a little something in my cup and we go where the girls all holler and the guys agree that it's gonna get rowdy, and that's fine with me. Yeah, we're gonna get a drink on, party all night long, playing a fast song. Are you with me? Going where the girls are, living like a rock star. Gonna load up and chew whiskey.
Welcome to a new episode of Off the Record. I'm Aaron Ankrom. Today we have a very, very talented guest with us. We have Mr. Alex Toast.
Man, that's a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really looking forward to this interview and getting to know you a little bit and letting the Portland, Beaverton metro area know a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm honored to share.
Well, let's go ahead and start with where are you from? Are you born and raised in Portland?
I'm a Midwestern soul, born in Minnesota. Lived there for the first chunk of my life. Spent a few years in Colorado and have been in Portland for four and a half years now. 4.5 years?
Yep. Now, how long have you been in, or what brought you to the Portland area?
Business opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually had a really cool opportunity in the cannabis industry.
Okay. Well, you came to a good place for that.
Yeah, right.
Well, you came from
so.
Colorado, you said. So
Yeah.
they had, similar opportunity maybe?
Yeah, I worked at a dispensary out there and was a grower and hash maker there. And a friend of mine was starting a company out here in Portland and invited me along for the ride. So we operate Beehive Extracts now.
Nice.
So if you like to dab, check us out.
There you go. Now, so how long have you been doing music for? We're here to talk about some music stuff. So how long have you been playing the guitar and singing and all that good
I've
stuff?
been singing since I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, so as long as I can remember, in choirs and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Playing guitar for 16 years, I guess, give or take.
Okay. Now you mentioned off camera, you were mentioning you were part of like a all boys choir.
Oh yeah. When I was really, really young, I think I joined when I was 9 years old. I was a part of the local boy choir. We sang, church type songs and just classical, current, whatever choir songs. Dressed up in tuxedos and performed a couple times a year. Actually got to be in an opera through that, which was really cool. We practiced at a college and they put on an opera every 3 years that featured one of the kids from the boy choir. So I got to participate in a college level opera with a lead role when I was 10 years old.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stardom.
Yeah. It was good prep work, though. I mean, it got me used to being in front of crowds at a really early age. It doesn't bother me anymore to just be sitting in front of people who are looking at you.
Yeah. So your main tool of music is your guitar.
Right now, yeah, for sure.
And so can you tell me kind of about because you play the guitar a little bit differently than most people.
Okay,
sure. In a positive way.
Well, thank you.
Can you kind of tell me, describe how you've kind of evolved through the years with your guitar playing?
Sure. So I've primarily played acoustic guitar. Haven't really dabbled in electric. There's so many rabbit holes in that field that I just haven't wanted to plunder. But I'm interested in different sounds. So I've started to look into fingerstyle music, is what it's called, percussive fingerstyle. It's people who smack the body of the guitar and make interesting noises, kind of get some drum beats going on it while they're playing. So I had a friend a couple years ago who I met at an open mic in town who played kind of a combination of math and folk. Did some folk songs with intricate little interludes that were really weird and tappy, but got to know him a little bit better and jammed with him a few times, and he convinced me to kind of explore those ideas more, and then I found other artists who do similar sorts of things, and there's just a whole palette of stuff to learn from. So much to figure out.
Yeah. Well, that's your forte now. That's your go-to.
Well, it's really nice of you to say that. Thank you. It's an ever evolving thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been fun actually. A lot of my older songs from 10 years ago, give or take, I'm trying to fuse in these new techniques that I've been picking up. It's been kind of cool to revisit old lyrics and stuff, because a lot of times you you look at a song and the words will mean something to you when you write it, but then it can mean something totally different to you, but still feel so relevant however long later. I feel like too many musicians nowadays are about the numbers game, and there's a trick to that. I can see it. It's just about perspective, I guess, but I really like spending time with your art of music. So rather than pumping out as many songs as you can.
Yeah.
So.
Do you collab at all with other artists, local artists?
I used to more than I do now. I've actually been collaborating. When I collaborate now, it's mostly with rappers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've actually started to plunge into the electric guitar realm a tiny bit with them, just playing like riffs on it for some of their the hooks and stuff. I'll sing on their hooks, and we actually there's an album that's going to come out here in the next month or two where my friends convinced me to rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know,
that's
it's
awesome.
It's new to me, and it's really cool because the people who I'm working with, I've actually been listening to for 6-7 years, and their lyrics I've always thought were freaking awesome, and now I'm making music with them. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
So you're also a rapper.
I guess, yeah, I'm a rapper.
That's super awesome.
Cool. Get used to that. But otherwise, I guess I collaborated with the friend who I mentioned who taught me to tap a little bit. We wrote one song together that we spent a whole summer writing. That's like this 6-minute long medley. We call it Jazz with a Lisp or Jath, because it's kind of like a jazz. It's not really jazz, but kind of jazz math fusion, we thought. So jazz plus math is Jath. So Jazz with a Lisp.
I love it.
Yeah. Dennis Dabbs, shout out to you. He's a good friend. Love you.
Awesome, man. That's super cool. So yeah, the majority instrument you play is the guitar.
Yeah.
Do you do any other instruments? I know you said you sing a little bit, you rap a little bit.
Sure.
And
I mean, this Dennis friend let me borrow his banjo for a couple months a year or so ago. So I played that on a recording that I've got. But no, it's pretty much just guitar. Yeah.
You whistle too, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it in that one track there. That's awesome. So this last year, 2019. You released the Soggy demo session.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The fall of 2018, one evening I went over to a friend's home who very kindly offered to record me playing some songs because I just wanted a live demo because I felt like I was progressing on the guitar and I wanted something that would show at least a little bit what I could do now versus the recordings I had from 10 years ago. So I went over and got a little stony and got all set up in his futon with a microphone over here, my guitar, a vocal mic, a room microphone, and he ended up mixing them all together later. And just I hammered out 4 songs in one night, and
that was all done in one night.
Except for the collaboration track. We had one separate session where I had my friends Laura May and Dennis Dabbs come, and we recorded a live take of that Jazz with a Lisp song, a cellist and 2 acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Soggy demo session. It's pretty raw and pretty me, but yeah, it's what it is.
It was super cool.
Thanks.
I was gonna ask you about the song Focus.
Oh, sure.
You recently created this song called Focus, and the reason I'm asking you this question is you wrote a little bit about it on your Facebook page. Can you tell me about the process of writing this song called Focus? And how you what it taught you?
Yeah. So this was a song, like you said, I wrote really recently after kind of looking more in depth at the percussive fingerstyle community specifically. It's an entirely instrumental song, and I was in an alternate tuning. One thing that the fingerstyle people do is just mess with their strings and make it so that it sounds good. There's so many different arrangements of the strings that are handy for different reasons. So I was in a weird tuning and just kind of had a riff come through me one night, and after the one riff, I was stuck on the one riff and just couldn't get it out of my head. And so I thought, since I'm in this weird tuning, I know that if I go back to standard tuning, I'm not going to want to take the time to go back into the weird tuning. So I'm just going to stay in this tuning, and I'm going to write the whole song because I have a tendency to take a really long time to piece things together. So this time I'm going to do it. So it took me 10 days, but I didn't play anything else on the guitar other than that arrangement, trying to progress through it. And in doing that, I ended up teaching myself, I looked at it later, and there were 4 different fingerstyle techniques I couldn't do before that I could kind of do at least at the end of the song. And so I decided to call the song Focus, because you can really, whatever you put your focus on is where you see progress. Whatever that progress is what you're looking at, that you really see the developments.
Yeah.
So
that's
what it
awesome,
taught
man.
me.
Yeah, when I read about that, I was like, that's inspiring.
Huh, thanks.
You know, it's cool. I mean, to hear artists like, kind of like the behind the scenes of the mental process throughout the, like going through it. It was pretty cool.
What I've found one of my favorite things about writing different songs lately has been the lessons that all the songs have in them. And I find that that's a really good way to relate to the people who are listening at a given time, is to talk about the message, that the lesson that the song taught you. Because that could be relevant to whoever for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Awesome. 3rd annual Local Roots Songwriting Contest was last month.
Yes, it was.
In January, and you participated in that.
I did, in fact. I've gotten to participate in that contest all 3 times they've had it now. It's been very fun. They take online submissions for a period of time, and then they go through them and pick a handful of people to be finalists, and then all those finalists perform. The 3rd one was at the White Eagle last month. So I was selected as a finalist in the singer-songwriter category, or acoustic singer-songwriter category. Played my song, and yeah, I got to, they decided that I got to win that category. So
that's awesome, man.
It was a lot of fun.
Congratulations on that. That's super cool.
Appreciate it. Yeah. It's always fun to play alongside of a bunch of people who are like good at their craft and are passionate about it. So you end up meeting so many people in this city that are into music stuff, and you can find common ground with. There's always something to sponge from someone and learn from them.
How many people competed in that competition?
There were 3 categories, and there were 4 competitors in each, so there were 12 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. I wish I would have known about it. I would have went.
Yeah, for sure. Next year.
Next year, I can go. I can go next year. So I was going to ask you. So we have these little friends here on the table.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you were telling me about them, and this is something that means a lot to you in a way.
Yeah.
And it, like every artist has their own way of getting inspiration, or
Sure.
And yeah, you want to talk about these here?
So I had a friend, James Bird is what he goes by. A couple years ago, he gave me a few crystals and said, go with your intuition. There's like some references here or there, but really like go with what your gut says about it. And they hold energies of whatever kind. You can charge them with your own energies, whatever, just here you go. And so I started to carry them around with me with that in my head, and I really started to bring them to different like shows that I go to, different like local performances, big shows with like giant crowds, and I'll bring them with and like pull them out and kind of like let them feel all the energy from everything around. And I mean, they've been held by a few people who I really look up to, which is kind of cool. But one thing that I really appreciate about them is now, because of all the shared experiences that I've had with them, they have memories like that. So every time I look at them or hold them, whether or not they have special powers is whatever. I mean, it's cool if you think that, it's cool if you don't. But whether or not you feel that, when I look at them, I think things that I've done with them, the different shows I've been to. Memory is something that fades away so much. So I think it's really important to do things that help hold the energies that are good energies.
Yeah.
So
and some of these have, like you were telling me, some of them have different meaning.
Sure. So at this point, I pull some of them out for different reasons. Like this one is in a basic crystal level. This is black tourmaline, and it's like a grounding stone. So you use it to like kind of ground your energies. I think of it as a calming one. Or like this one is lapis, and it's known as like connections with the throat chakra. Egypt was really big into it. It's obviously beautiful blue, but it's about like expression. Or I guess this one was one of the original ones that I got from my friend, and it's Tibetan quartz. And when I first got it, I charged it with the intention to have courage to talk about strange things with people.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one was just kind of like the core. It's been there for a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
What's this little one here?
I'm blanking on the name for it right now. It's a meteorite hit somewhere in Russia a long time ago, and it created this green stone that I am just stonerishly blanking on the name of right now. But when I feel it, when I hold it in my hand, it pulls. It's very, very powerful. I just got it as a gift for Christmas from my mom this year, and since I've had it in my grids, it feels strong, and I can't believe that I can't remember the name of it right now. But see, memory is important to me. Clearly, I need more triggers.
Grab the
for it.
memory. Yeah. Now, I was going to ask too. Is there significance to the formation you put it in?
Sort of. I kind of go with, like my friend said, with the gut, but like the grounding stone I put at the base. Ones that are more related to like your third eye, like the moonstone or the selenite stuff for like the higher chakras. I kind of put towards the top of the grid, but kind of feel it out in the middle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Sure. Appreciate the inquiry.
It's cool. I've never really, been around this, so it was cool for me to hear you explain that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask where people can find you on like social media and all that good stuff.
Sure. So right now I'm on Instagram, Alex Toast Man.
Toast Man.
Facebook is Alex Toast.
Okay.
And I just started a new YouTube channel that's Alex Toast. But that one I don't have enough subscribers yet to have like a specific hashtag for it. So you just have to search Alex Toast videos and find the channel that's only got a few fingerstyle-y type videos on it.
Okay.
But that's where I'm at. I'm pretty raw. Music's just a hobby for me. So, Spotify. I'm on all the major streamers and stuff. Yeah, I almost forgot about
Pandora,
that. So,
all that stuff.
Yep. I think Pandora.
What's next for you? What do you have any more recording sessions coming up or live shows?
I've got a show coming up at Ernesto's on March 14th. That's going to be fun. That's the only gig that I've got. Recording-wise, I don't have anything specific scheduled, but my mind is starting to take a lot of the songs that I've crafted with the fingerstyle genre, and I'm starting to blend the songs together with different trippy delay pedal transitions. So I'm kind of starting to link the songs together for a longer set with intentions of piecing together an album of sorts, but it's something I want to spend a lot of time on. So I'm playing at a festival in the Midwest in July called Suboctave Music Festival. It's kind of a womp-wompy electronic festival, but I'm playing an afternoon acoustic set.
Nice.
So that should be fun.
And that's where you're originally from, is out that way.
Yeah, it's right by my hometown.
You get to go home and jam a little bit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're going to play a song for us.
That's what they're telling me. Yes.
What's the name of the song you're going to perform?
The Evolution of an Idea.
That's what it's called. Of an idea.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of my songs start with like a simple riff, and then they kind of come in little spurts, and I just kind of craft them from that initial idea. And so with that, this song is kind of how, at least in my mind, how different thoughts have kind of become more concrete over time.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Alex. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And talk with you. Make sure you guys stay tuned as Alex is going to jam on his guitar. And we will see you guys next time on Off the Record. I'm Aaron Ankrom. Signing off.
I think it's interesting the way an idea can make its way into your mind. Maybe you don't look at it right away, but you know it's there. So, why don't you look at it? don't stop, tick-tock, a tick-tock, still your mind's gone.
No, there's no giving up. No, we're here until the last drop. But she's sure looking hot over there looking at me. Yeah, the dance floor's filling up. Yeah, we're giving them a reason to tear it up. Moving their body to the kick drum. I get a little frisky. The girls all holler and the guys agree that it's gonna get rowdy. And that's just fine with me. And we're gonna get a drink on, party all night long, playing on a fast song. Are you with me? Going where the girls are, living like a rock star. Gonna load up and shoot whiskey.
Maybe some days you'll come home, and maybe some days you'll speak to me again. I'll tell her that I loved her all along. Yeah, she say that she loved me all along. Maybe love find us. Maybe you won't live in the dark. She tells me that it's over, just move along. Won't say that you love me all along. Oh, baby, your love will shine, yeah. Won't give up, I'll just keep trying. Love me better than oh, yeah, yeah. And I pray to the end you feel the same. Baby, I let you go. Baby, I did not know that the dawn would come so fast. I let it take me. Mom, alone. But I said I loved you all along now. Oh, baby, your love will shine, yeah. Won't give up, I'll just keep trying. Love me better than more, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I pray to the end you feel the same now, yeah. Oh, baby, we'll run right through the night now. So past the sun, we'll take flight. better than okay. And I pray to the end you feel the same. We're on right through, we're on right through the night. Whoa, whoa, we're on right through, we're on right through the night. Yeah, yeah, we're on right through. I didn't mean to lose my mind, no, no. We're on right through, we're on right through, well, baby, love, shine, yeah. Won't give up, I'll just keep trying. Love you better than okay, yeah. We'll pray to the end, we I feel the same now. Love will run right through the night now. So I'll pass the sun, or we'll take flight. Love will better than okay now. And I pray to the end you feel the same. And I pray to the end you feel the same.